This is movie making Matt here again, and as the 2010s decade draws to a close, I want to lay into 5 things people need to stop doing, especially if you're a millennial. The reason I'm doing this is because certain things have worn with time, and to make a long story short, they're best left in this decade. Some of you are probably going to get upset with what I'm about to say, but I guess 50 years from now, who's going to care? I mean, you might look back on this video and think that Matt was right, and you might even think, damn, I wish I had listened to him. But anyway, so here it goes. Number 1 is doing duck faces in your photos. All you young women watching this now, you already know who you are, and I'm pretty sure by now no one really cares what their lips look like. I don't know who started this trend, but it's pretty much worn out and gotten old, and I know some of y'all still think it's cute, but all the guys that look at your profile don't find that cute, and it doesn't make it any more attractive. And a wise man once told me, if something's not working, then stop doing it. I hate to bust anyone's bubble like that, but it's truth, and you're really just coming off as an attention whore when you do stuff like that. The same as with number 2 on this list, which is using Snapchat filters and other unnecessary filters on your photos that you upload. Again, it doesn't look cute or attractive, and in many cases it's just a turn-off, especially when a guy sees you in person. I know social media has gotten really fun now with all these different things you can do with it, but a lot of times it can get you into trouble and even hurt your chances of making new friends. So, if you know you don't need to do all that, then just stay away from it. Not just filters, but any kind of trends or other fads that seem worthless and don't make you any money or benefit you in any way. I know some of y'all aren't gonna want to hear that, but I'm just speaking my truth, and like I said, shit like that just tends to get old real quick. So, a little something to keep in mind. The third thing I want to lay into that we need to stop doing in the 2020s is shooting videos vertically. Have you ever thought about why every flat screen HD TV and laptop screen have a 16:9 horizontal shape? Well, I don't want to go into too much detail here, but the fact is that I've come to realize is that people are more immersed in a video or viewing experience if the screen image of what they're watching is horizontal as opposed to vertical. I don't know what smart ass came up with the idea for camera phones to shoot with a more vertical aspect ratio, but the reality of it is that the video just doesn't work because it doesn't fill the screen. And also, when you use a smartphone to shoot like this, you don't necessarily get all the pixels filled for your video. Most smartphones, as far as I can tell, you get a better resolution if you hold the phone horizontally, and it also looks more professional, especially now with more recent cameras with better megapixel sensors and 4K video. And for those of you who say every time I do shoot anything horizontally, my phone just uploads it vertically. Well, that's what video editing software is for. Meaning Adobe Creative Cloud membership, which comes with Adobe Premiere Pro and After Effects, is only about $50 a month. So, if you can afford to always buy the latest iPhone and shit like that, then there's really no excuse as to why you can't learn how to use a video editing platform and refit your horizontally captured video to where it can get presented horizontally. I did a video on this before on Facebook, and there's a whole 3 volumes worth of videos on my Facebook page that you can see on how to create more professional looking videos, and I suggest anyone watching this that you go look at those before the next time you pick up your camera phone. Number 4 on the list is eating meat. I'm pretty sure now for most of you it's become abundantly clear that meat's just not really that good anymore. I'm not just saying this to apply to people who eat at fast food and burger joints and all that other junk. I'm talking about people who eat all meat, and furthermore who eat junk food in general. I mean, if you're vegan or vegetarian, then you pretty much already know what's good for your body and what isn't. The reason I'm cutting into this now is that a lot of people are having difficulty changing in their diets and trying to eat healthier, or just don't want to accept the fact that meat is bad for them. And there's also all this talk about body shaming and trying to normalize body acceptance and positivity and all this other PC crap, and not enough talk about people making an effort to know what's actually supposed to go into their bodies and what's not. I'm probably gonna hurt some feelings here, especially people who are overweight and feel offended every time they get negative comments, especially when they're trying to exercise and stay healthy. I'm gonna just let y'all know that if you're still eating meat and other things that aren't supposed to go into your body and not actually reading into facts, especially with the resources you have available now to you with the advent of internet, if you're still putting crap into your body, then it's not going to matter how hard you work out, you're not going to see very fulfilling results. So I'm encouraging everyone who watches this to read as much as they can about nutrition and learn what all the various diets are and make a decision for themselves. Hopefully they make the right decision. Just eliminate all junk altogether. That doesn't just include meat, but anything with processed stuff and high fructose corn syrup and other ingredients that are bad for your health and your organs. So I encourage everyone to do that if you're watching this, since your body will thank you for it. Well, enough on that. Now the number 5 on the list, which is being obtrusive. What I mean by being obtrusive is always telling everyone what your religious views are and that you support LGBTQ rights and how you think everyone else should do the same. I hate to break this to you like this. If you don't know by now, everyone's not cut from the same fabric. Meaning, if someone's atheist, then chances are you're not gonna be able to change their mind. I mean, it's already gonna be 2020, and if certain people aren't supporting LGBTQ people, or if there's another so-called flaw in their lifestyle, and by now I guess it's safe to say that there's nothing you can tell them that'll get them to change their mind. And if that bothers you, then maybe the planet's better off without you. I'm sorry, but that's just my take on the whole thing. Since everyone wants to talk about respect and acceptance, see, I have friends who don't accept my stance on politics or religion, and I'm okay with that. But one thing that's not okay is labeling someone as a hater and always calling hate every time someone doesn't have the same point of view as you do, or doesn't approve of something. I mean, you don't know the person, so who are you to judge? So then, with that being said, I want to mention a couple of things that Americans and people in other places of the world should start doing more in 2020. And number 1 is read as much as you can. My mom always says that the mind is a terrible thing to waste. And I think in this day and age, it's gotten more important now than ever to read as much as you can, especially about your history, so as not to repeat yourself. I especially encourage colored folks to read up on African history, historical figures, and significant events that took place in the centuries before this one, and not just online but in physical books as well, since there's a lot of material from print that didn't make it into online ebooks. The reason I stress this is because I, like a lot of you, went and saw the movie Harriet, and with it came a lot of flack toward the actual storyline of the movie, in particular the way it depicted certain black people. So you can't always rely on Hollywood to tell the real story, which is another reason I encourage you to read as many of the facts as you can in libraries and just whatever places at your resources where you can acquire physical books on things. And there's also books in libraries that you can read, and it'll help you become better at your profession, whatever that is. The second thing I want to mention that we should start doing in the 2020s is be a free thinker. The reason I stress this is most important is because nowadays these daytime talk shows and several other things have shaped so many people's views now on topics, and especially young people who've never been out there in the real world and had something unfortunate happen to them to where they had to think for themselves. They just fall for much anything that gets thrown at them on TV and music and shit like that. I know people have come to idolize Oprah and Ellen for their wealth and their seemingly good personalities that they always flaunt on their talk shows, and they're always praising people for acts of kindness and not bullying others and giving people money in need of it. But the thing most people don't realize, Ellen and Oprah included, is that people like them can't possibly always know what's good for someone. That varies from person to person. Only you can know what's good for yourself, which is also the reason some people like me tend to shut people out who have a different sexual orientation or in general just doesn't approve of something in our lifestyle. Another thing that's just as important to people is physical health, is mental and psychological health. Recognizing bad vibes when they come on, which is why it's important to recognize the type of people and things that give you a bad vibe and just shut them out. Because when you don't, and you become emotionally unstable and you can't function rationally. So I don't really shut those sort of people out that are different because I hate them. It's because they give me bad vibes, and I just do that for my mental health so that I can focus on me. I can think and focus more rationally. That's why I say it's never a bad thing to take a moment or two to yourself, getting yourself in order. That way you have a better aura and you can actually deal with people in situations on the job or whenever you're out on a date with your girlfriend or whatever. But back to being a free thinker, another reason I stress this is because everyone has a different truth that they can present to the world now with the advent of YouTube and all those other great sites where you can look at videos, which is what some people take for granted and instead post a bunch of stupid shit that doesn't benefit anyone. Like I said earlier, those people on talk shows and even some internet personalities can't possibly know what's good for everybody. That's another reason why I don't follow very many people on Facebook or Twitter, especially if people have a lot of money. A lot of times that tends to go to their head to where they think they know what's best for everyone who follows them. and things like that. And as I pointed out earlier, just because everyone else seems to be on board with body positivity and LGBTQ rights and all this other PC crap doesn't mean you need to be. And it all goes back to the importance of being a free thinker and expressing your truth no matter what others may think. So anyway, that about wraps up today's hot topic. Y'all can let me know what you think in the comments, and like and share and subscribe as much as possible, and stay tuned for the next installment. Take care.